Hello. In this episode, I'm with my friend Eleanor, who is a graduate from De Montfort University and has recently started in the film industry. In this chat, she gave me an insight into how to get into the industry, what it's like for beginners, and some tricks of the trade. This is the first episode I did with video, however, only about half of it has recorded because just some technical difficulties. More episodes will be filmed in the future on YouTube and hopefully a lot more videos. But to listen to the full episode of this one, you can go on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and search Pending. I hope you enjoy the episode.
I'm Eleanor, and I recently got into the TV industry after going to university studying media and communications. And at the moment I'm just like at entry level, but I'm seeing what it's like.
Yeah, it's going well as well.
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah. First, the off-topic section, just to kind of warm up, tell us about something completely different. Home comforts. That's the topic this week.
Okay.
So I thought, because we both you're not at uni anymore, but you were less than a year ago. So I feel like living away from home. What's the go-to thing when you come back?
Definitely putting the fire on.
Yeah.
Not having a fire at uni. It just wasn't right. You want to just snuggle up on the sofa after a long day, and you want to be nice and warm, have your blankets on, and when you're at home, it's just a nice comfort of just having watching TV. It's having a nice roaring fire in the background.
What about a bath? Is that the same with a bath? Because not many people have.
You know what? I do have a bath when I'm at home, but I don't really use it.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I'm more of a shower girl. I prefer the shower.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, home meals, I feel like that is primarily what I miss. A Sunday dinner or anything like that. Do your parents make something if they know you were coming home from uni? Is it we'll make this?
I always say can you make me something? I'm always can you make me a chili or something? I love it, a good chili con carne.
Yes.
And then they just don't follow through.
Oh,
which is so annoying. Yeah, it's proper heartbreaking. I'm I've literally travelled an hour on a train, come back from
starving
starving in a dirty rat infested house, and you can't even be bothered to make me a chili con carne. I sound so entitled saying that, but
no, but it's
little things, little things.
Or even just you go back and I can't wait to open a full fridge. You know what I mean? It's not just got a block of cheese in or something.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't have any of the nice chocolates or
to be honest, they've been quite good with getting chocolates in and stuff. They always have a good stash of shortbread or Jaffa cakes or something like that. Just classics, which is quite good.
My nan makes the best tea, so when I go home, it's right, gotta see nan, get a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Is that anything?
So my grandma and granddad live next door, which is quite cool. Yeah. So whenever I need to have a little pick me up, I head over there, and I'm always expecting a cup of tea, but my grandma always brings out a glass of sherry or a port, and okay, I'll get on board with that.
I think that's a grandparents thing, because I have noticed, even when I was driving back in the day, I'd visit my nan, she'd be you can have a gin,
literally,
just a couple. It's can I?
Back to meals and stuff, my grandma and granddad would always make a nice home cooked meal. It would have your meat and veg and mashed potato. My grandma makes really good mashed potato. I don't know how she does it. It's just so soft and just
oh my God, mashed potatoes. I barely have it when I'm not at home. Yeah. So it's I think mashed potatoes are a thing.
I don't think I ever had it at uni, so that's definitely a home comfort.
Is it do you go home for birthdays and things like that? Do you have traditions in your family?
Yeah, we I used to have my birthdays at uni, because it would always just fall through at uni. Because I'm in October, and I would just have a house party, but I'd always go back for a meal. Yeah. So we'd go to this place called the Six Bells, and oh my God, it's so good. Their steak is absolutely amazing. Shout out to the Six Bells. Honestly, so good. And we always get a main course and then a dessert. I'm always a main course dessert person rather than a starter main course.
I think that's fair. Yeah, because finish on something sweet. But unless it's Bella Italia, because, or any Italian, I really like the meatballs, but I don't want it as a main, so I like start all the way. But then I'd still like the dessert actually, so.
You've got to have it all out sometimes, don't you?
100%.
Yeah. But yeah, even if like my brother would go back, and his birthday's in June, so like summer baby.
Yeah.
So like that was always nice going back in the summer and just like chilling in the garden and all that.
I think as well when you live, because do you live in a little village or small town?
Yeah, it's like a little tiny village. So like Rutland is like the smallest county in the UK, but then and it didn't have a McDonald's until last year. Yeah, I know.
Hard childhood.
That's why I'm such a health guru now. But, yeah.
I think though, because you're in a town, I always find you have little, like a local, I think that's something you don't really get often at uni. You have like a local pub or a regular place you go for a takeaway, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like I literally live opposite a pub, so it's ideal. And they put on so much like good stuff, like they've got a quiz every week, they do a bingo night.
Wow.
They like have like deals, like they're doing this like $5.99 like a lunchtime deal. So, you know, if me and my dad are like at home, like mum's gone to work or something, we're always like, can't be bothered to cook, we'll just go there. So,
we'll move on to the actual, you know, your main, why you're here, what you do.
Go for it.
So you finished uni with a media degree?
Yeah, media and communications was like the full title, but it's mainly just media,
Yeah, and then was it you knew you wanted to go into film and TV?
So with the course, it was very like, well, when I first joined uni, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. So I was working prior to uni at an art centre, so it was like a theatre, cinema and like gallery.
Yeah.
And I just started talking to like my boss, who was like head of marketing, and he was also a lecturer at Lincoln University.
Okay.
So he taught TV and film. So I got into like that, like kind of analysing films, and that's when I started doing like my film review page and stuff like that. Just like as a hobby, like just an interest really of film and TV. And then when I came to uni, I was like, you know what, I want to go into like media, but I want to kind of study all aspects of it.
Yeah.
So like learning about the history of media, like how it actually occurred, broadcasters, radio, TV, film, photography, everything. Just so I had like the basics of like all knowledge, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like you can see that in the stuff you do now as well, because you do know a little bit of everything at least, like you've got the foundation things.
And I think having like that all-round aspect has helped me like find the avenue of what I really want to go into now, which is the more of like the film, TV side, and like camera operating is my main goal. Yeah. So when I was in my in first year they did this course like photography and video, and then I just carried it on the whole like first year, second year, third year. Okay. And I just really enjoyed it. Like I prefer being like practical and actually like creating projects, getting people involved, etc. So that's kind of what got me into other things and like pursuing into like the actual TV and film industry, because I was like, I want to do something like that. I don't want to be like just sat in an office on my laptop all the time.
No, I get that. I'm the same. And it's quite a competitive industry as well, so I feel like once you've made that decision, it's a big commitment to then follow it through and then step out into the real world after uni and get real jobs and things like that with it. How did you go about doing that?
It is hard. Like the industry is very not secret, it's like gatekeeped a lot. Yeah. So 100%. You're always trying to like get your foot in the door and just like going. I was going to like networking events, just like local film festival things, just to talk to people, just like how the hell did you get in? Because like I'm here on the outside looking in, like come on, just let. It is
100% just like until you're in, you're very much out.
Yeah, out of the loop. So once I got in, it was, so firstly like how to get in is like you have to go onto Facebook and you join loads of groups. So there's like people in TV, runners, there's like film and TV UK, TV Manchester, TV East Midlands, TV Birmingham, like all different sectors of the UK, and basically you just join all of them, like as many as you can, and then you just find like massive studios, so like Studio Lambert, there's like ITV, Lifted Entertainment, all these like production companies that I'd never really heard of, but you see like on the credits of TV, like now that I watch TV, I see them all the time, like they pop up all the time. So yeah, I just like joined those, and then I got my big break with Opt and then TV they were called. Yeah. And they were doing a BBC show called Sort Your Life Out, and they just gave me a chance. Yeah. And then I was only meant to do 2 days on that show, and ended up doing the whole series. Wow. So that's pretty good.
And what like was that for running?
Yeah. So a runner, like the definition of a runner is basically, you're the like lowest entry level person, but you keep the cogs going. So if you didn't have a runner, your whole like production wouldn't come alive. Yeah. So you're doing like little errands. So say if like the locations team need like materials and stuff, or they need 20 Cokes because Stacey Solomon can only drink like Diet Coke or something. She'll be like...
Was that true? Did that happen?
Yeah, she'll only drink Diet Coke and a cup of tea with 3 sugars.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Diet Coke, that's a poor choice. I'm not like the worst one. But
I know. But
it's good that like it is, you are doing something that's kind of important to the whole production.
Yeah.
It's not just...
Like you do feel like an important cog in the system. Like without you, they're not going to be able to do what they need to do. Like if they didn't have anyone to go to B&Q to get, I don't know, like a piece of wood for the carpenter who needs it, then he's going to have to stop his project and go himself. So you're kind of like, you're a helping hand. Like you are the person who is driving it along in a way. Yeah. And then with like other stuff I've done, I've been helping with like extras, so if you didn't have a person looking after all the extras, they're just going to be walking off all over around set. It's going to look really disorganised. They're going to go somewhere that they're not meant to be. Like imagine if they walked into the middle of like a scene and then the director's just going to be like, what the hell's going on? Like, why?
That is a good point actually. I am assuming though when you start doing that, it's a lot of long hours and long days for a little pay when you start.
Yeah, it is. So I think my Sort Your Life Out job was, I think the longest day I did was 8 AM till 12 AM in the morning on £10 an hour. Yeah, so it was a very long day. Like, and you're just getting what, £120 for that whole day. Yeah. Which you get a bit of overtime as well. But you just have to put the grind in. So it's like £120 for like a whole day, and you've literally been like just making cups of tea for like all the talent all day, and you've been like running around clearing boxes, helping the family. To be honest, Sort Your Life Out was really good for like story aspects. Like you got to know the family that you were helping really well and hear their story, and you got, because it was quite a small team, you learned. Like I could just go up to the camera operator and be like, right, what do you do with this? How do you set this up? And then they were so helpful. And like I think because I showed an interest and asked so many questions, they were like, right, she wants to go somewhere. Yeah,
I was going to ask, is that kind of why they gave you it for the whole time?
I think so, yeah, because I started off as a runner just for like locations department. So locations department's like, if you're doing a show that isn't in a studio, you go off to different places. So they organise like which house they want to go to film. Yeah. They organise like where. So for Sort Your Life Out, you have a house, and then you have the warehouse where they put all the like all their possessions into the warehouse. Yeah. And they have to get rid of 50% of their staff.
Okay. Right. I'm following.
Yeah, it's a good show. You should go watch it. It's out now. 9 PM every Wednesday.
And that's the one that you did, that you were working on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I forgot where I was going with this. What were we just talking about?
So the location.
Oh yeah. Started with them. So I was just going on like errands. Like I had to go to like IKEA, I had to go to B&Q, just like picking up like paints and just random stuff. And then I said to the production coordinator, I was just having a conversation with her, and she was like, oh, what do you want to get into? And I was like, I really like the camera department. I do like a bit of videography. That's what I was mostly interested in at uni. Yeah. And she was like, oh, we'll see if we can get you working as a runner just like specifically for them, and I was like,
wow,
that would be amazing.
that's cool.
Yeah, didn't really think anything of it. I thought, yeah, you know what, it might just be in like a few months' time, whatever.
Yeah.
Then like a week later, she was like, we want you to do like the backstory. So the backstory is doing like MIVs, which stands for Master Interviews.
Okay.
And you go a week before they start the main filming, and you film like 3-hour interviews with the family to find like a bit of information about them.
Yeah.
You go around and like I was using like a gimbal and like a camera just to film like all the clutter in one area, getting all the lighting set up.
Yeah.
It was so much more like it. I wasn't expecting that they would put me in charge of like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's something that you had a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. I like that they, you know,
yeah,
do give you something to do.
definitely. And it was nice that they actually did trust me in that.
Yeah.
And trusting me to like carry on the whole series of just helping them out. Like some stuff I had no idea what I was doing, but I wasn't afraid to ask questions and be like, yeah, how do I do this? How do I set up this like £400 light that I don't want to smash and break?
Are people quite friendly with that?
Yeah. They're like, when you join the industry, I think once you're in, they are willing to teach you, and they know that you're the second coming in a way.
Like you will be them soon.
Yeah, exactly. So they want people to work hard and have an interest in it, and then they will teach you how to do it.
Like I said, a lot of the episode didn't record, so if you want to hear more about what Eleanor has to say and even the 3-picture part of the show, you can listen to that on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Other than that, that's it for this video. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Give the Instagram a follow. Email me if you have any guest suggestions, and I will be back with more soon.